Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Xavier Smith, and today I'm going to talk about ways to sample data. Okay, so it's going to be a quick one. First, we have our population. This is everything that you could sample data from, like all the people you could sample. You could do like a convenience sample, which just means easy to reach. If you're like, okay, I'm at the gym and I'm going to ask people how many times a week they come to the gym, right? And you're going to stand at the door and then ask them when they walk in. Well, it can lead to bias because the people coming into the gym might go to the gym more often than the other people. So it's like it's off balance because you're like, oh, this person just walked in the door and they're like, I come to the gym 4 times a week. But then the person that only comes on Monday, you miss them and you like miss the whole lower half. So the people that come more, you're gonna see more, and there's gonna be bias towards that. Like the people going to that gym go to the gym more often than others, but that might not be true. That might just be because you got a convenience sample. Then there's voluntary response, which is people choose or polls. Something to think about this could be like an election, like around town, like a pre-election poll, where like the New York Times or something sends out a poll saying like, okay, would you vote for this person? Like, who are you going to vote for? Well, the only people that are going to respond to this poll are likely going to be the people that feel strongly about something. So if there's like if like a newspaper is strongly Republican, right? And they send it out to everyone, well, the people that are strongly Republican might answer, and the poll's going to say, well, the Republicans are going to win 80% to 20, right? But that's not particularly true. You just let the people choose if they wanted to respond, which can lead to bias. So if you ever have a convenient sample or a voluntary response, you can you can generalize conclusions for the amount of people that were in the subject, no larger. So it's like if you like we're on a big campus and you're like, okay, these 15 people that come to the gym next, I'm gonna interview them and see how many times they come to the gym, right? The biggest sample you can generalize that to is the 15 people that came to the gym. And same thing with voluntary response. If you're like, oh, only 800 people like responded to this poll, and the poll's like 80% Republican, 20% Democrat, right? Then you're going to generalize, well, 80% of these people think Republicans good, but you can only generalize that to like the 800 people that responded, no larger. But a simple random sample will give you the opportunity to generalize even further. So simple random samples where you're just going to label everyone in like a sample with a number, then random number generate and get like a specific amount of people that whatever it asks. If it's like, oh, 50 people and you have 500, label them 1 through 500, get 50 unique people from the generator, and then like ask them for their results and see. And then you can generalize that to the whole population because even though you only sampled 10% of the population, you still like randomly picked people, which gets rid of confounding variables, which are like the same, like they act like an explanatory variable, but they're not the explanatory variable. There's tons of ways this could happen, but randomizing these confound like random assignment or random picking or simple random sampling these people into your sample, you spread out all these confounding variables, meaning that their distribution's like kind of even, and it doesn't really affect your solutions. So simple random sample is really good. If you get anything like a cluster sample, you're like, well, I could just cluster sample these people. Know that that uses a simple random sample. Or a stratified random sample. You use a simple random sample. So simple random sample has a ton of things going on with it. You can use like different methods for simple random sampling, but you could just simple random sample. So if you know anything else like the cluster samples or I don't know, like a cluster sample, a stratified random sample, you will use an SRS, a simple random sample. So what I wanted to get at is like you have your population. There are three like broad ways to gather this sample. You could do convenient sample, which can lead to bias, voluntary response, which can lead to bias, and then a simple random sample or anything of the like, or uses a simple random sample where it randomly picks people from a pool. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope this video was helpful.